Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you are very fit and fine. So, students, today we are going to study our Schrodinger wave equation. This video is as per the BSc syllabus. As in this syllabus, only they are asking you the equation and they are not asking you the derivation of the Schrodinger wave equation. So I am also explaining only the equation and what are the applications of the Schrodinger wave equation. As already we discussed the de Broglie concept, Heisenberg uncertainty principle, and which are the basics of the quantum mechanical model. So the Schrodinger wave equation we are going to study in this our video. Here we are considering our electron as a standing wave around the nucleus. So now let us see today's topic. The most important conclusion of Heisenberg uncertainty principle is the Bohr's picture of an electron moving in an orbit with the fixed velocity or energy is completely failed. So students, when we are talking about our Schrodinger wave equation, we have to see first that the Bohr explains that electron is moving in the fixed energy orbits, but this concept is totally failed as the electron cannot be only at one position with the fixed velocity or the energy because it's always in the motion. But what we can say that we can predict the probability of finding an electron in a region of space around the nucleus at a given point. So already explained what is orbital. It is also the space around the nucleus where the probability of finding an electron is maximum. So we can only find the probability. You can understand exactly we cannot tell where is the electron present in the nucleus, but we can only tell the probability of finding the electron at any given time. And so Schrodinger explains this probability by a term that we are saying it is a psi. So this is the amplitude of the wave and we are telling it as a wave function. So what is the amplitude? So students, as we are knowing, this is a simple wave, है ना? So it will have its own wavelength. What is wavelength? It is the distance between the two consecutive crust or the trough. So this is the wavelength. And what is the amplitude of the wave? So it is the height of the crust or it is the depth of the trough. Means if we are talking about the crust, so it is the height of the crust and it is the depth of the, means this is the total distance, so it is the amplitude. So what is psi? Psi is the wave function and psi square is the probability of finding an electron at any given point. So here we are talking about in the Schrodinger equation, these two terms are having very much important, that is the psi and the psi square. In simple words, if we want to locate an electron, 100% we cannot tell the position of an electron anywhere in any atom. Either it is having one electron system like hydrogen, or we can only tell the probability of finding an electron around the nucleus at any given point. So this is explained by our Schrodinger wave equation. Schrodinger, he is an Austrian physicist in 1926 with the help of the de Broglie idea of the matter wave, that is lambda is equals to h upon mv, and providing the meaning to the probability approach, derived an equation which is known as the Schrodinger wave equation. This equation is the keynote of wave mechanics or the quantum mechanics, and it is based upon the idea of the electron as a standing wave around the nucleus. We can say that the electron is revolving around the nucleus in the form of a wave. So what is this? The Schrodinger equation consider the electron as a standing wave. So just to see this, I have drawn a picture of a standing wave. So the Schrodinger developed a mathematical wave equation describing the wave function of electron in a hydrogen atom. What example he has considered? A one electron system, that is a hydrogen atom. Here the nucleus is surrounded by a vibrating electron wave, which can be imagined as a vibrating string fixed in a one between the 2 points as shown in the diagram. The string, you understand na, कोई भी elastic है string हम लेंगे, it is fixed between the 2 points A or B, we can say that. So the equation for the standing wave comparable with that of the stretch string is psi is equals to A sine 2 pi x upon lambda. So students, for starting the Schrodinger wave equation, we are just taking first the equation for the standing wave, which is given here, that is the psi is equals to A sine 2 pi x upon lambda. So here psi is the wave function, or we can say the amplitude of the wave. The pronunciation is psi. X is the displacement in a given direction lambda is the wavelength, and A is a constant here. So by differentiating this equation 1 and solving this in for the one dimension, and we will consider it in the three space coordinates x, y, z. So for the one dimension also there is a solution we can find out, and when we are considering its motion for the three dimension in space, that is x, y, z, we will have the following solution, that is del square psi upon del x square plus del square psi upon del y square plus del square psi upon del z square plus 8 pi square m upon h square into E minus V psi equals to 0. This is the fundamental wave equation. Actually in your syllabus it is only the equation, so I have not solved it. So for solving we have to start with the equation of this standing wave, that is psi equals to A sine 2 pi x upon lambda. So finally by solving this equation for the three space coordinates x, y, z, you will get this equation. This is the fundamental Schrodinger wave equation. So students, this equation is solved for the one electron system like our hydrogen atom, and here x, y, z are the Cartesian coordinates, and m is the mass of electron, h is the Planck's constant, E is the total energy of the system, and V is the potential energy. M is the mass, E is the energy, V is the potential energy of the system. For the one dimension also we can solve this equation. If we are writing it for three dimension, we will consider x, y, z, three of the x's. But if we are talking about the one dimension, so we will only solve this for the x-axis. So it will be for one dimension, this equation can be written as del square psi upon del x square plus 8 pi square m upon h square into E minus V psi equals to 0. Students, as you are saying here, these terms del square psi upon del x square plus del square psi upon del y square plus del square psi upon del z, these three terms can be replaced by one mathematical operator, that is known as Laplacian operator. The symbol of Laplacian operator is delta, like this. So just to see here, if we will replace these three terms, the equation will become Laplacian. This is the Laplacian operator, and the square, it will be Laplacian square psi. So we can replace it as del square psi upon del x square plus del square psi upon del y square plus del square psi upon del z square. So the value of this Laplacian square psi is this. So if we write this in our equation number 2, so we can replace the whole term by the del square psi. So you can see the equation number 2, this replaced by del square psi, so it will be your Laplacian operator psi plus 8 pi square m upon h square E minus V into psi equals to 0. So this is the Schrodinger wave equation, fundamental Schrodinger wave equation. You can write either in this form or you can write the Schrodinger wave equation in this form. These three terms if you want to replace, you can replace it with the help of our Laplacian operator. So student, this is the basics for the Schrodinger wave equation, as there is no solution of the derivation, so you can write only the equation. Now let us see the applications of the Schrodinger wave equation. So Schrodinger wave equation is a second order differential equation, so it has a vast number of application. But what we can say that our Schrodinger wave equation is only applicable, gives the solutions, only those solutions are significant which give the definite and acceptable values of the total energy. So the applications are important. One are here. Applications of the Schrodinger wave equation. So first application, it is used for explaining the behavior of microparticles such as electrons, protons, atoms. It is also used for determining the total energy of the system and the wave function psi, and if the potential energy is known. If we are knowing the potential energy V, so we can also calculate the energy and the wave function psi. If it is also used to determine the translational energy of the microparticle in space. It is also used to explain the atomic and the molecular structures. It is also used to analyze the molecular motion. Students, so in further just we can say the importance. So it's a second order differential equation, and it has have many solutions, but many of them are of no significance. Means we can say that Schrodinger equations have many solutions, but all are of not important. So only those solutions are significant which give the definite and acceptable values of the total energy, which are having the definite and acceptable values. So the acceptable values of the total energy E given by a solution is called as the eigenvalue. Means by solving them, what definite values you are going to get, what we are saying to them as eigenvalues, and the corresponding function psi which give the eigenvalue of the energy is called as the eigenfunction. What value we will get for them, psi, wave function psi will be termed as the eigenfunctions. So students, this eigenvalue and eigenfunctions I will explain in the next video. So this is all for the Schrodinger wave equation. Just you can take the screenshot from the beginning. Some students are demanding notes, so I hope these are only the notes form. So you can easily take the screenshot, write in your notes and learn. If you are having any doubts, you can write me personally and learn the questions by heart. So that's all for the Schrodinger wave equation. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, please share with your friends and do subscribe my channel.